Hello and good evening, all. Welcome. I'm Lloyd with McVeigh Marketing Solutions. Currently the sole uh, provider in my organization that I've developed. Um, and tonight, I was thinking about, you know, as digital marketers, as uh, entrepreneurs in the digital space, whatever that you want to classify yourself as, or eventually classify yourself as, wherever you're at on that journey. Um, I wanted to provide a product that you can sell with very little experience and do with it as you will. I'll show you how to do this and go at it with my blessing. Um, I'm a big believer in FOSS, free open source. It's all in what you do with it. So I'd like to contribute, and don't think I said it, but just in case, here's my little plug. I am actively seeking clients here in San Diego. Um, so if you see something you like, get in contact with me. If you're not in San Diego and you see something you like, get in contact with me. Um, I got a skill set that'll fit you. Trust me. So, for anybody that's coming along to get some knowledge, thank you for joining me. Um, Also, go into maybe some rules of engagement. Simply, not for my benefit, but for anybody that goes into, say, any of my properties, chats, that kind of thing. Anywhere that I'm operating, I appreciate anybody that comes in and wants to learn, or comes in and see how to do something. When you're in the comment section, obviously like, subscribe. I want your business and I want to build a community. However, that being said, um, please refrain from being jerks to each other. Any criticism of anything that I do, as long as it's constructive, is welcome. No, uh, like I say, being jerks to each other. I'm really, really big on that because I like open internet. So, uh, and if you want to have something promoted and I can be of assistance, don't just put it in my chat. Contact me. Something can be worked out, especially if you get a good idea or whatever. Not gonna lie, that's what I'll do. So, that stuff being said, everybody be courteous and enjoy. Uh, Good old fashioned nerdy ball busting, all in good fun. That is welcome. So, uh, let's dive in, learn something, and have some fun. All right. So I'm gonna. Oh, other fair warning. I do not have a dual monitor setup, so there will be a portion in this video where you might get a little bit of vertigo. I'm debating on whether or not to cut that out before I upload, but if I don't, it'll be quick, and I apologize ahead of time. So, I'm going to go into the transition. All right. So just a little more background, so you can see who I am. Feel free to look this up. Lloyd McVeigh II, LinkedIn, up here. So that's me. You can find me on Facebook, find me on Twitter. I'm in all the hot spaces. So, not full of shit. If I say something, especially in the tech field, it's pretty much true, or at least as true as I've been able to find the information. And if you've seen any of my other videos and know more about me, I'm pretty good at finding information. This is strictly a tutorial, so just putting that out there. So I'm going to go to this Whiteboard Online, good little free program, if I need to illustrate, etc. Because visual learning is really, really good. Now, so you want to create a digital product, and you're new on the block, right? We've all been there, done that. So this isn't making fun of you. This isn't anything like that. This is my idea to help you and to develop a digital product that will sell. I recently did a video on how to set up a blog in under 30 minutes using WordPress. There is actually no coding in that video. WordPress is a great platform to do everything from cookie cutter to totally customizable, and the application of it is pretty awesome. And it can scale very, very well for a lot of what you want to do. It's a platform that I launch on exclusively for SEO services. Actually SEM, because I encompass both SEO, PPC concepts for a total package. All right. So that said, WordPress provides a lot of opportunity, even for the novice. There's a lot of opportunity with WordPress. You can look up, there's theme building. That's a bit more advanced, but it is easy, relatively. That's one thing. It's hard for me to think of all the little things that you can do with WordPress. It's just amazing. Look it up, join the communities, and you'll find something that can cater from, like I say, the very novice to the very advanced. It's a tinkerer's playground. Welcome aboard when you join. So to build a digital product specifically revolving around WordPress, and let's say that you have no coding skills, don't know any HTML, anything like that. Well, yeah, you can use drag and drop, but that still requires you to, say, know how to use somebody's backend. And this still will, but it will be very quick, and this is quick and dirty, and will require your customizations. So once I do this, my advice is to go out there, find a couple of the other tutorials online to check, and in this video I'll actually show a couple of the channels that I feel the guys are really, and girls, but specifically in this case they are gentlemen, because let's be clear, ladies, we need more of you in the tech field, so I always include you. And I've met the ladies that are here, 5 out of 10 of them are smarter than me, so remember that. Now, to make this product, it's very, very simple. You're going to need one thing to make your life easy, and it's free. And I'm gonna this is where the shift might be kind of funky, because I'm going to download WordPress as if you were doing it onto a client site, just to show you how quick and easy this is going to be. This is a staging environment, and it'll allow me to develop on my local machine, and later on move it to where I want it to go. Okay, that's the basic concept. And if you've ever had to work with, say, a lamp stack or a WAMP, which is the same damn thing, just for Windows, and a couple of the other different development environments that you can build on your local machines for movement of sites around, yada yada yada, this is a really, really good program. So And like I say, free. This is free. So I'm going to go into a scene transition. And again, I'm sorry if it gets a little funky for you. I'll make this as fast as possible. Okay. So this is the flywheel. And this is the dashboard that you'll come up to. Now I've made a couple of different sites already, and I could go in and just do whatever I'm going to do on those sites. However, I'm going to start a new site. Now this is very similar to what you would experience if you were starting with a server. Almost identical, just depending on which server that you were using. You would have to go through the steps of naming the site, yada yada, and download. Okay, so this site, in a lot of my examples I use plumbers out of respect for my grandfather, and just to give some awareness for some of the service people in our world that I think deserve a little bit more credit. So I'm going to just call this site, because this is bullshit, and we're going to do something with it later. So I'm going to call this site like Plumbers United. That sounds cool. Plumbers United, San Diego. Well, I'm going to leave the San Diego off, because that's again, this is a bullshit title anyway. So, okay. So I'm going to continue. And my advanced options that are in this little drop down, this would just be if you want to change a couple of the local site domains, stuff like that. You don't need to worry about this if you're using this method to generate your digital product, because it's going to be cool. Alright, so I'm going to continue. Just go with your preferred settings. This is your default, and again, this is more of an advanced concept here with your PHP version, with whether you use an NGX or Apache web servers. It really, for all intents and purposes, it doesn't matter, except for when you're doing specific applications. So we're just going to go with preferred. Continue. So this is like your admin account, and normally you would want to set up an admin account with whatever you want your username to be, because you will have the privilege of administrator, and there's like 5 other privilege levels on WordPress. This is the administrator account, and especially with what we're doing, we want this to be simple, so that once we sell the product, whoever gets this product can just enter the bullshit admin and change their password right away and set up their own admin account. So we're just going to call this admin. WordPress password is going to be 1 2 3 4 5. And yes, I just set a password over OpenCom, because again, this isn't going to matter later. Make sure. Okay, this is not a multi-site. That can be very cool, but not for you, not at this stage. So I'm going to add the site. Now this is going to download all my stuff. This is basically like your... Normally this would not pop up, obviously. Are you even seeing? I don't know. Yeah, that would not pop up. But using the Windows, that's pretty much auto. Anytime that you... There's really no way to disable it. It's very, very vexing. But that's a personal peeve. So okay, this is going to download, and this will take 2 to 3 minutes normally over a decent web connection. And then if you are doing this on a live server for the initial download of WordPress, onto your domain. Uh, for all the connections to go through, they say it can take up to like 24 hours, but with advances in the last couple of years, generally you're looking at maybe an hour before everything's all connected up and you're live on the internet. So take that with a grain of salt. It'll depend on who you're using for a server. A couple other things as to when the site will actually go live. Now you will be able to work on the site, etc. It's just when will it start to be available for public view. So just keep that in mind. Now that will be the same kind of thing, say if you want to later, which you will, transfer this site to another domain. So the product that we're going to be building is a cookie cutter website, and it's going to be pretty quick. I'm going to show you a theme that's pretty customizable. The theme is totally free. You won't need to do any coding, and once you have this template set up, you can sell it. You can sell the template as is, or my advice would be, you customize the template to fit your client or to sell to your client, and you can price accordingly or as you need. So this is similar to, say, building a child theme, but letting other people kind of do the work for you in a way. That's what's meant by cookie cutter. So this is, you can do this. The sites will work great. They can look very good. You don't need to have the code. It's just you can do more under the hood. And WordPress has a share of at least 25 or 30% of the whole net as far as websites go. So just knowing how to install WordPress for a client, and if you got this theme all ready to go, it's packaged, you could say charge $300 for it. I'll be totally honest, pretty much this is what you'll see a lot of people on Fiverr advertise. It's like, hey, I'll put in a website for you with some dummy content for $5. Now this is going to take that a step further. Oh, come on. Add. Watch, this will probably take like 10 minutes because I said it's going to only take like 5. So, we'll see. But regardless, it's not long. If this actually gets too crazy, I will put a pause point here in the video so that you don't have to sit here as long as I end up sitting here. But I think it's going to kick over in just a second. So it's really good to see how much time that you're going to spend in doing this, setting it up, the initial time. Because you'll see in other vids that I've put out, and it all comes down to you are charging your worth per hour, whether you package your services, whether you're charging for individual services, etc., etc., etc. Productizing your services, because it is a little bit different. People pay for your time. People pay for your time because you are saving their time. When you make a sale, it's because you're either going to make somebody money, save them money, or save them time. If you can key in on one, hopefully all three of those, you have a pretty high success rate of getting a sale. So that's why I'm saying you need to figure out how to sell this, but I'm giving you the product. Okay, so we've got our bullshit site installed. What's this warning I got here? Okay, so PHP updated. That's just what it's telling me. Alright. So I'm going to go into the admin because you could just go to the view site, but I'm going to go into the admin. We're going to set some stuff up real quick, and then we'll take a look at the site. Admin. And before that loads, I'm actually going to tab out of this craziness. Just a second. Transition. There we go. Alright, no more vertigo. Apologies for that. One of these days I am going to get dual monitor set up and all that kind of stuff. So, we're in what's going to be our WordPress backend. And it'll be a dashboard. Up here in the URL, then, and this is totally how it pretty much would look. So the basics of this is anytime that you want to log into a WordPress site, unless somebody has changed their database and credentials and all that kind of stuff, the default would be your website dot whatever the hell it is, bunch of stuff, slashes, however far down the URL structure that person takes it, /wp-login. If you type that in, it'll take you to this screen. So now we're going to enter our password. Admin 1 2 3 4 5. Login. Never saved that. Well, at least on camera. Alright. Now, I have another video on how to get up running in blogging. Now, we're going to build this site. And it's going to be wicked quick. I'm going to try to keep my mouth shut so you can really see how fast this is. So once I get going, this will be pretty quick. So thank you for your patience on this. Let's get it done. I'm going to go to Appearance, and I'm going to download a specific theme. This theme is the Astra theme. I have access to these already here. 2019 I'm not very impressed with. 2017 is a pretty good theme. This is a good starter theme if you want to build stuff. 2016 works good too. I just like the 2017 better. And these just come pre-installed. The 2019 is kind of like the premier child of the new Gutenberg editor. So all the themes at this point that are available pretty much have compatibility with the editor. I just personally don't like it yet, and I know I'm going to have to adjust because that's here to stay, and it's a good system. So if you're getting on board now, learn that editor and enjoy that editor. If you're more old school like me, learn that editor and learn to like that editor, or find some workarounds. So we're going to go into themes and we're going to add new. And again, there's lots of videos and stuff out there on how to actually go through set up WordPress. I'm making a couple, but we're just going to go into the Astra theme because we're going to install this, right? I'm just going to open install this, and I'm going to activate it, and then we're going to go into our plugins because there's a specific plugin that goes with this theme that will make your life pretty awesome, especially if you want to be doing cookie cutter stuff. And there's nothing wrong with cookie cutter. Don't let anybody tell you or be elitist and be like, oh, you don't know code? Huh. Noob, you suck. Please do this. This is a good skill to have, and it's valuable. So, I mean, hell, Iceland cookie cutter websites. Why not? Okay, so that's installed. Now I'm going to go to this plugins option over here with the plug, and I'm going to go to add new. Again, search Astra. This is just easier. Astra starter sites. Install now. And this really works with a fresh install before you do shit. Like, it's just what I did when I came into the deal. This is the first thing that you do if you're using this method. Okay, so now we have that installed, right? Did it add? Yeah. I'll come back to this anyway. Thought I activated it. My fault. Okay, so now we're going to activate it. That's good. And now we got the Astra options and the Astra sites. While I'm thinking about it, because this is something that I covered in that previous video, and we're going to need this plugin. This plugin you must have for this method to work. Apologies, trying to keep it off the tutorial level here. All in one. What we want is this migration plugin, and this is a great free plugin, and you can migrate sites up to 300 megabytes, which is actually a pretty large site, until you have a bunch of content. So for this method, this works amazing. And it saves you a big headache later on, because like when a major WordPress update comes up and you haven't been backing up your sites and you've been in tech for 20 years, it's a pain in the ass, and it's a real kick in the teeth and reminder. So always, 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 always have a way to back up your sites. I don't care if it's this plugin, you want to use something else, use it. Keep it up to date, keep it backed up. Period. Sometimes we put the blinders on. Don't forget to do that. So, make sure I got all this stuff activated. So that one's one we'll need. And now we're going to go to the Astra starter sites. Where'd it go? Ah, see library. I'm in the right spot, but I'm so used to. So this is going to have you select your favorite page builder. Both Beaver Builder and Elementor I've used. Elementor is better, in my opinion, for just ease of use and a lot of the free options that are available. So for the normal user, I would go with Elementor. If you want to do the paid, I would definitely advise that. But again, this is for our setup, Elementor. So I'm going to be using Elementor, and it will install that. Now, you see all this stuff. These are different themes that will be coming pre-installed onto my site as they are. There's a bunch of paid ones, but we're going to go to the free. So our site is the Plumbers United, right? We got an AC technician here. Hey, look, life coach. I'm just gonna highlight a couple of these free ones. And you can obviously repurpose these as you need to, because that's what we're going to be doing, but they do have some pretty standard ones on here. Brand store, that's actually new here, so that's kind of cool. So this is probably WooCommerce compatible, for instance. So there's a lot of options here. Construction, co-working space, restaurants, trainers, lawyers, electrician. I thought there was a plumber on here. Could be wrong, but that's not going to matter. Because again, this is a template. We can edit it. AC technician might be the closest one, just because that looks like a cool... I just like the look of that one. You can use any of these themes and they can accomplish the same stuff. There's mechanic. Dental. Another big niche. Hint, hint. It's competitive, but another niche. Yeah, I'm going to go with the AC technician because, again, I can customize this stuff later and that site name didn't matter. Alright, so this is my preview and this tells me exactly what plugins I need to hook up. So this one's actually using the social icons widget by WP Zoom. So you can click all these individually or just click this big button that says install plugins now. I could just install those plugins now. Really, the back end of WordPress, unless you were coding, is no harder to use than, say, Microsoft Office. It's dashboard based, all that kind of stuff. So again, if you're not going to code on WordPress, there's still plenty that you can be involved with in WordPress. So that's my take on it. And so the reason that these specific plugins are going to be required, Contact Form 7 is what you're going to use for people that are going to be filling out forms on the site. The other big one that's generally used and more popular, more of in the popular lines like the WP forms. Both these form builders work excellent. Your Elementor is your basic, well, it's not basic, but it's your drag and drop page builder. So that keeps you from having to enter hardly any code unless you're using short code, for instance. And there's lots and lots of resources to do that kind of stuff. Excuse me. And the social icons widget is basically just like this up here. Like your social icons and tying them in. So okay, I'm going to import this site. And this even tells you, like, this will make the site similar to ours. You know, you need to go through and delete some shit and that there, when this site comes over to you, whatever is their copyrighted media won't be coming to you, and you'll need to edit it. It's probably going to come like this down. Well, I can't scroll before I hit OK. But like this down here, this bullshit text, because that's what it is. It's lorem ipsum, and it's just filler. So there's a lot of demo content out there that is just used as filler. Like, you have like these nice title tags and whatnot, for instance, or these are probably H2s. I'd have to look at it off the top of my head, but that's not important. I'm sorry. But this Volputate Laxina, this is a lorem ipsum, just a filler, just so that you can see, hey, this is what this will look like when you actually type some stuff here. Actually, I've never used this theme. Well, this starter site, I kind of like it. I'm glad I'm doing this evening. I mean, this is a nice, simple, easy one pager. This is perfect for the the small business, that's not going to be doing too much, say, blogging. Because notice there's no blog up here. We can put one in, but there's no blog up here. This is your basic website. So definitely a good pick. And this button here is what you're going to be using this contact form 7 for. This will take us to another place to fill out a form. So done. View site. Okay, so now this is our site. This is on our domain, right? Because we put it here. That's pretty much what that's doing. So okay, now we have this nice template. I'm going to click this schedule today, for instance, so we can see where that. Okay, so that's not actually linked up to anything. So, oh yeah, here. Well, they didn't link in the button, so okay. Not a big deal. You just got to remember to do that. Now we have this nice template that we can work from, and we can change some colors on per client or whatever. And I'll go into just a little bit of customization, show you where and how you do that, but then we're going to download the site. So this is your product. This is the product right here. And obviously, since this is a, hey, Mr. Air Conditioning person or Mrs. Air Conditioning person, you want a website? Here you go. How much are you going to pay me? And I mean, you want to obviously change some of the text. A lot of this you can actually use because you got the nice titling and stuff like that. Get rid of this lorem ipsum. Find some keywords, for instance, or whatever. Make it very customizable for the client. And there it is. Now, if you're going to be using this, like find for reviews, use this on make sure that this is true kind of thing. So you would just go through and edit, and get this done. So if I wanted to customize this page, got this customize button up here. So depending on what I would want to do and what template I want to save as my base, you could really tailor it down before you save it, for instance, depending on how much time you want to spend on it. That way, whenever said person or business comes up to you, like, hey, here's your website. You could leave it, like I say, as is. You can sell this thing just as it is. Why not? I wouldn't, because, that's just wrong. Asher's done a good job of providing you the dummy content, but as long as you sold it on the idea of, hey, yeah, sure, I'll sell you this site. But there's dummy content in it. That's what you want. So these are your different options, and there's obviously different stuff available on the Pro version. I'll click that just to see what maybe we could get. Yeah, so these paid offerings are just their uh, broader spectrum of their packages. So that's what that is. Support it um, as you choose, but these are generally for your use, and customize it, use it. So you got your layout options, and you can go in here, tweak, 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 make it look pretty. Right now we don't even have a blog installed. I'm sure. Do we have a blog installed on here? Doesn't appear so. I'll have to go into the back end, but it might be available, just not linked in right now, for instance. Cool. Set up your client's Facebook, Twitter, maybe add another social media profile. Boom, boom, boom. And that's what you could do from the template. You load up this template, you put in these couple little changes for the client. They provide you with some images, for instance, and you go in and change the stuff. Well, now how do you change this stuff? Because this was built with a page builder, right? Like most of these options, in this case, like the way that this is laid out, anywhere that there's one of these little pencil icons is linked to one of these menus or within one of these menus. So if you don't know what this stuff does and what it affects, that's where you can look to find it and click it, and it'll take you into the appropriate submenu, and you can start working from there, for instance, right? But nothing really goes into the pictures, the text, the icons, these icons, any of this stuff. Nothing goes into this from this customized section in this case, because we used a page builder. So I'll show you how to access the page builder. So up here you can do an edit page, and you can do some things there, but we're wanting to edit with the Elementor. So we'll edit with Elementor. Now this is going to be all laid out for us because we're using a template. And really, my template's done. I could go out and sell this tomorrow as is. Hey, somebody wants a website. Hey, $300, it's yours. Here you go. And that's a template. You've got to sell it, appropriately and all that kind of stuff. But it's pre-done. It's made. You can edit and all that stuff as you choose to. Now see, this has like different blocks, different dividers, and you can go through, edit text, edit your text, put new blocks in, change the phone number. Everything is in a nice little box. We can edit it, and as we click it, you have different functions up here. Like you can do content. This is what's actually there. This is a little editor section, and then it can get pretty in depth, but pretty much you just learn how to navigate it, edit what you need to edit, and you have a pre-made template. Like here, I'll click this one. We've got this image here. Let's see what's in our media library, because they're going to import a lot of stuff in those icons. I don't like that pig, right? Or I want to put something else there that's more relevant. I should have looked a little closer. I'm going to put this fan here because that looks like it has something to do with. And again, this is for example. You don't always have to caption your stuff. Always put some alt text there because you don't want if your image link gets broken, or somebody's using a reader, by reader I mean voice reader for the blind, it'll actually read what that alt text is so that they can get an idea of your image. And in that case, it'll also go through your description. And in your description or in your alt image text, that's a good spot to put some company name or the description using keywords, hint, hint, that kind of thing. So these are some pretty decent tactics there. Change your title to match your branding kind of thing. So that's where you can do this kind of stuff and do a little bit of optimization as you go. So I'm just going to insert the media for right now. Insert media. Boom. That's done. Got a new image there. That kind of looks stupid because it's, got the different thing. You can change your image size. And you can do a lot of that image stuff editing right here the way that it does. You can add links to that image so that when somebody clicks on that image, etc., change position. There's a lot that you can do with the Elementor Page Builder and using the Astra site and these builds for free. Now I have this template. I could download every single one of the free things that they have it ready to go, edit it, make it for different clients, etc. up ahead of time, and then just plug and play. And you can sell that repeatedly. You can sell this as is template, like, hey, and why can you sell it? Because you knew where to get it. You had the skill to go out, download this thing, and now you're going to upload it to their domain. That's why you can sell this. Even once you download this, that's what makes it evergreen. You can sell that for whatever price that you deem until people don't want to buy it anymore, for instance. So that's a way to make a template. Would I advise just keeping this template the exact same as Astra sells? Well, actually they're giving that away for free. Ethically, I say change it up a bit. Just straight up, just throw some changes on it to set your basic template up for what you want to call your basic template, just because it's fair use kind of thing. But absolutely, you could just download it as it is right now, change a couple things, and you have a template that you can sell to a customer. So in all honesty, just doing that, you're talking 10 to 15 minutes between downloading WordPress, getting the site, making the template. We'll call it a half hour, because even with the talking and stuff, you do that once, and then you get a new client. They want the whole site. Well, now all you have to do is edit your template. You get the client that, hey, all I want is cookie cutter, and I'm going to do everything. Well, here you go. $300. That's it? Yeah. I did 15 minutes of work and $300. Right? So these were just some ideas on what to sell, and to show that you don't have to overthink how you fit into making a digital product. This is a very complicated skill to some people, and it's a valuable skill. So that's one idea. A lot of other people say, hey, go out and make an ebook. Hey, that's also a great idea. But if you're talking about how could I make money tomorrow, here you go. You know how to sell, here you go. You find the right person to buy, here you go. You can go make money tomorrow. You got a computer and you download Flywheel and you do what I just did, you can be selling by tomorrow. Here you go. So that was just one idea for a product. Hope you enjoyed it. Got some knowledge out of it. Make sure. I'm going to go back to the dashboard. That's what we do need to do. Okay, so we did all of our... We'll make believe that we did all of our little minor changes and stuff. I'm going to go back to my dashboard. And we're just going to pull... Exit to my dashboard. So this is that Gutenberg Editor. I'm just going to click my Update button, so that'll save any changes that I made within Elementor. That's done. Now obviously, what I would do is make sure that my permalink structure is good and all that kind of stuff, and set up some basics that every client should have. But I don't want this video to be too long, and I've made another video on permalink structure and all that kind of setup. So between this video and that one, you should be good to make a template that you can start selling tomorrow. And that was my real goal with this video. Now I'll show you how to download it and save it on your computer, because the process is exact backwards when you install it for your customer in a new location. And this would also be the way that you can stage a site, for instance. So go to my... Okay, yeah, I just want to make sure that that was saved, because WordPress will tell you, hey, you don't want to leave this until you update or whatever. Alright, so I'm going to go into my plugins, go into my installed plugins, and we installed that all-in-one migration, which I didn't activate. See, this is why you check things. Oh, actually, that's why I didn't activate it, was because I wanted to set up the site first. Okay, so we're activated. Now we have this nice button over here. We have export, import, and backups. So I'll be exporting the site, in this case, to a storage location, i.e. my computer. And then when you would be doing, say, a new site for a customer, all you do is you take that file, you download WordPress for them, new fresh install, just like we did in the beginning, and you'll install this all-in-one migration onto that site. And then that'll be the first thing that you do. You'll import it. You will import that file. You'll probably be loading it up from a thumb drive or from a cloud storage device of your choosing, or working on their live site from home. It all depends on what you're doing. But you upload it, and it is now going to be this site, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to export. I want to export this thing. And this is also a way to make backups and all that kind of stuff. There's a few options that are actually pro. Let me make sure. They have some pretty good options. I forget which ones off the top of my head that are free versus the pro features, but I think that most of the standard ones here are totally free, up to like 300 megabytes. So that's like the old school way is FTP. You kids are lucky. Just so we're clear. I don't know if I could actually send it to my drive, and I don't want to do that right now anyway. I'm just going to export it to a file. So it's going to prepare to export. And what it's just packaging all my stuff like the entire site into a file, right? Let it do its thing. Because like I say, this is so much easier than the old way. Also, when you export this, you would want to make sure that you have whatever plugins that you want to include with your site, because see, so that website right now is like 29 megabytes, and you get up to 200 or 300. So then, you know, oh, where do I want to stick this for now? I'll put it on my desktop. Fuck it. It's not like people don't know I'm a gamer. So, boom. There it is. Close. So now I have that file on my desktop, and you would stick that wherever you want to and use those as backups and everything like that, because it'll be at that stage whenever you install it somewhere else. Now there are ways, let's see, go to actual backups here. Yeah, so this automatically backed up when I exported the site, and so you can use this, if I say up to 200 or 300 megabytes. So there it is. Now I can move my site around or sell it to a client, or just sell it as a template, you know, provided that I've, you know, done enough editing or whatever. I can just, hey, I got this template for $30. Here you go, all the plugins installed. Why not? So there's a good little digital product to help anybody that would like to know how to make one. I will personally be releasing some ebooks over the coming year. I've got a plan for like 2 of them. I'm going to keep that under the hat for now. And I'm thinking of doing a podcast style, like Roundup Weekly or something. Title still pending on that. Not so good with making up names. If you watch another video, you'll see that. So, again, gonna flip into something here. Transition. So again, my name is Lloyd, and thank you for joining me this evening. And I am looking to work with people here in San Diego. If you happen to not be here in San Diego and you like what I'm putting down, get in contact with me. I'm going through a phase of consolidating all my digital assets and getting things together and that kind of thing. So, find me through social media. Phone numbers available, some emails, that kind of thing. Get in contact with me. Drop me a line. Let's make something happen. So, that said, this will be releasing on YouTube, so like, subscribe, comment, bitch a little bit if that's your thing, but keep it respectful to the other people in the chat. Don't really care so much about me. Don't be putting links in there. Not without prior okay from me. I hope that this was educational and fun. Thank you, and have a good one.